Do you disavow the attacks we've seen on Teslas around the country?
I don't think it's wrong to burn cars and to do that. I do think it's all right, and it's our First Amendment right to protest and let people know that we are against what Elon Musk and DOGE is doing. That is our First Amendment right.
So the people here are shouting to sell their Tesla.
That's right.
Who do they sell their Tesla to? And once the Tesla's sold, what do they do with it?
Well, I mean, you could try to sell your Tesla, but the used car market for Teslas is going down. So if you sell it, I would sell it now before it gets worse, because it is.
But the person who buys it, what do they do with it?
I mean, when you buy a Tesla, basically what you're saying is, I would never buy a Tesla from them because you're supporting Elon Musk and what he's doing. You need to stand up for yourself and tell them that we're not going to support you when you don't support us as regular taxpayers who are paying for Social Security, who want Medicare.
No, but the people are shouting, sell your Tesla. So the person who buys it, what do they do with it?
I wouldn't buy a Tesla.
Okay, but the people who are shouting, sell your Tesla, who are they shouting? Who is it to be sold to?
I would just sell it. Get rid of it. There's a lot.
To who?
Just get rid of it. Just dump it.
But then the person who buys it, they can keep it.
I don't care what they do. I would never personally own a Tesla.
What if they're shouting, sell your Tesla to someone who just bought a Tesla off the third-party market like you guys are suggesting?
I mean, I just wouldn't drive one around because I think it symbolizes something that I wouldn't want to represent.
I know, but I'm asking about the chant.
About the what?
The chant, when they're saying sell your Tesla.
Because I think what we're saying is, if you drive that car around, whether you bought it from a third party, whether you bought it from there, you are saying that you support that industry, that person in particular. There's a lot of EV cars out there. Toyota has one. There's Rivian. There's.
I know, but the people are shouting to sell it.
Yes.
How stupid can they be? At least 50% of them are using Airbnb. Isn't Airbnb part of DOGE too? He's one of the people. How many of them are going to stay next weekend at Airbnb? This is the most stupid group of people I ever seen. What Elon Musk is doing for this country is saving it so people can have Social Security 10 years from now.
I believe you said they're going to have more.
What?
More Social Security. You just announced that.
Absolutely.
Ma'am, where are you from?
I'm originally from Israel, and my husband is from England.
Yeah, I'm from England,
We immigrated to this wonderful country 40 years ago, and we are proud American, and Elon is a proud American. He's saving this country, and these people are stupid. Each one of them, about a year ago, was driving their Tesla, their environmentally correct Tesla,
Suddenly it's not environmentally correct.
Suddenly it's not environmentally correct to drive a Tesla. How stupid can you be?
Also, I'd like to add to this, the people who call Musk a Nazi have no idea what a Nazi is. A Nazi is somebody who tries to kill Jews.
I know who Nazis are. I'm Jewish. I know, but I can't.
I wasn't talking to you. Can I speak?
I don't know what Nazis are. Half these people are Jewish. I know. My family died in the Holocaust. So don't tell me I don't know what Nazis are. Who here knows what a Nazi is?
See, this is exactly what they try to do. They try to shut you down while you're making a few points. But let me carry on. So first of all, Musk is a visionary. America is lucky to have such a talented guy as Musk. Also, the idea that he's cutting back down on government inefficiency and fraud. Clearly, there's a huge amount of... See, this is what they're like.
They're shouting a disrupt song.
Yeah, they can't handle the fact that somebody's getting some facts out here.
So, sir, I'm going to give you a...
By the way, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to these guys. Musk is... People should be very glad to have Musk here. He's a great guy. And these guys are pretty much crazies. I would say they're very, very crazy.
And you're an immigrant. They're shouting at an immigrant right now.
Yeah. I am an immigrant. I'm proud of America. And I'm proud of Elon Musk. He's a great guy. And the fact that he's doing this for no money at all, Musk is a hero for America. And if you listen to how these people behave, and their wild accusations about everybody being a Nazi, you realize just how pathetic they are. That's all I have to say.
They're forming an angry mob around this immigrant right now.
And they came yesterday. No, that's a fact.
I know for a fact that there's massive waste in the U.S. government.
So you think that curing cancer is a waste?
that's a nonsensical thing.
It
You're just
isn't.
trying to throw
No,
it.
that's a fact.
There are
He
millions of
cut
people who, for the
thousands of
government,
researchers.
I can guarantee you there'll be no delay in the cure for cancer. And by the way, what's this guy been doing for the last 20 years?
Sir, I noticed your Ukrainian flag. Can you tell us what the Ukrainian flag is here for today?
So we're here because give me a moment. So Trump, obviously, he's a Russian asset, and he's working with Putin. So I'm here to show that there's still Americans that support Ukraine and believe in Ukrainian victory. And right now, American support for Ukraine has gone down to an all-time low. But we want to show that there are people who still support Ukraine, and Ukraine must get victory over Russia. Tyranny must be defeated, not just in Europe, but in America, worldwide.
So, how did you find out about today's protest?
It was posted on Reddit. There is the 5501 Reddit, and I do have friends, anti-Trump, anti-Musk, so they shared these protests with me, and we just started attending them. We believe it's important to support democracy. What's happening in the U.S. is very bad now. It's like turning into totalitarian dictatorship.
How long have you been on Reddit for?
A long time, years and years, but for the political aspect, more recently.
Are you a Twitter user?
Yes, I do use Twitter.
Blue Sky?
Blue Sky, yeah. So I would like to stop using Twitter, obviously, because Elon Musk controls it. So I think Blue Sky is a better way moving forward.
Which one do you use more?
Right now, it's probably still Twitter, but I want to get off of that and get on to Blue Sky.
But you haven't started boycotting it yet?
Not yet, but I should get to doing that.
When?
Guess I could start today.
Hi, ma'am. I noticed the We Stand With Ukraine. Is this in support of Elon Musk, who gave Ukraine Starlink during the war? And I noticed the mask as well. I can appreciate someone who is compassionate. How many vaccines have you had, ma'am? I'm a truth supporter.
You're a Trump supporter, and that's horrible.
What's your name, ma'am?
None of your business. Mine.
What are you doing out here today?
Oh, fighting for democracy. What are you doing?
What risk is that democracy for?
Talk to you.
She doesn't want to talk. Are you being paid to be here?
Why don't you go and Google it? No. Are you?
What's your day rate?
Are you being paid to be here?
What's your day rate for attending this?
Here, you motherfucking idiot. So why don't you listen and open your fucking ears? What are you being paid to be here?
What's your day rate?
What are you being paid to be here?
Now, I'm noticing a lack of diversity here at the event
welcome
today.
To Santa Monica.
What was that?
I guess welcome to Santa Monica.
Do you think I don't disagree with you on that. Do you think the DOGE Tesla Takedown Day needs a DEI initiative?
You're being disingenuous, and I understand what you're trying to do as an incel, but it's not going to work.
Oh, an incel?
I am the troll. I am the troll, bitch. I am the troll. Because I, unlike you, don't live in my mother's basement.
What do you think is the worst thing Elon Musk and his DOGE team has done so far?
We don't really know what they've done in there, so I think that that's very dangerous. That they're, using their technological, all the technical stuff that they're doing, computerized with computers and with the agencies.
Now, do you disavow Tesla's being set on fire across the country?
Yes.
Would you say that hurts the environment?
No, I don't think there's that many cars that have been set on fire across the country. Do you know how many there have been set on fire?
I don't know the exact number, but I do know there was one set on fire in Las Vegas. Do you think throwing a Molotov cocktail at a Tesla, burning the battery, hurts the environment?
I don't think that has done that much damage to the environment compared to what the Trump administration is doing to the environment. That is minuscule.
Sir, can you tell us about your sign?
It's hers. No thanks.
It says we didn't elect Elon.
That is true.
Can I ask, did we elect Dr. Fauci? They have no comment. Can you tell us about your sign?
Well, actually, someone just gave it to me. I just wore my button from 1973 when I was protesting this kind of crap. I've been doing that ever since. And if you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem.
What brought you out here today?
Well, basically, I've always been an activist, and
Is that what you do full time?
No, I'm an artist. I'm here because
What kind of art?
watercolors, masks, handmade paper, that kind of thing. I'm a retired graphic designer. But yeah, I mean, if you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem. And I think it's really important. This is the closest we've been to losing our democracy ever, possibly.
Now, I've noticed this group doesn't have a ton of representation. It kind of looks like a similar demographic to one another. Do you think the DOGE protest today needs a DEI initiative?
That's funny. I did notice that. I think it's because we're in Santa Monica.
Do you feel like Elon was a little bit of a revolutionary leader in the electric vehicle industry?
No,
not at all.
Oh, it's just a dumb.
Is that not
for a lot of people's companies, and took a lot of people's ideas. He is in no way a genius.
Is climate change?
Spoiled rich kid who's been surrounded by people that have told him yes, and his shit doesn't stink for his entire life.
Is climate change an effort you care about?
I do care about climate change.
But you wouldn't give Elon credit for...
He took over, he got somebody else's idea. No.
Everybody in America would love to have the government shrunk a little bit and maybe look at the departments to say, do we need all of this? What are we doing? And take a sober look at it. But doing it the way that they're doing, which is just fighting firing tens of thousands of workers, is not a way to do it.
But so you do agree, if you were looking to sort of agree like in the middle with maybe Trump supporters, you would find common ground that there is need for some sort of overhaul and a more efficient way to go about things.
Absolutely. I think we all feel like our government is gigantic and there's probably ways...
Well, so then were you happy when Trump won instead of Kamala, because Kamala would have been a little bit more the same status quo?
I think the Democratic Party needs to rethink their messaging, to be honest. And I think that the status quo is not going to work anymore. And Do
you think they've gone too far with the woke ideology?
I think the woke ideology just says I care about people. No.
Well, men and women's sports says I care about people?
Yeah, I think it's all about accepting people's differences. And the word woke was being...
But you say the word differences. Don't you think men and women have differences?
Of course they do, but we all have the same needs. We need to be heard, we need to be understood, we need social services.
What about the women who say, I want to be understood and I don't want to compete against a man or have to share a locker room with a man? What would you say to them?
Oh, you mean like that 1/100th of 1% of people?
But it does happen.
I think that they'll sort that out.
Does their opinion not matter, the small amount, the minority?
I think that sports people understand what they're doing and they'll sort out what it needs to happen.
Are you a sports person?
No.
But you have an opinion on it?
Not really. I mean, I don't, I'd say like...
So you'd be fine separating the genders then, biologically, by not allowing men in the women's sports or the locker rooms?
I think that they need to sort it out.
Do you think biological men have an advantage to women over sports?
I've met a lot of biological men that even I could take down. So,
And how tall are you?
I think I'm under 5 foot.
What are these men you could take down?
Well, there's not a lot, but I probably could take some down, but I'm pretty strong, so I work out.
You want to arm wrestle?
No, I probably couldn't win with you.
Okay, well.
Definitely not arm wrestle you, unless you gave me a huge advantage. But, I'm a little old lady and you're a young man, so that's not exactly a fair fight. But get me a little old man. Now we're on. Get me a 70-year-old man who, whatever hasn't worked out, maybe.
Well, this guy actually right here, our cameraman, is 68.
Uh-oh. Yeah, but he looks like he works out. Look at those abs. Look at those guns. Come on.
Well, I adopted this sign, and I call it a rescue sign. I found it a couple weeks ago in a corner. Somebody had abandoned it. They were finished with it, like people abandon pets. So I've adopted it, and it's now my rescue sign.
And what brought you out here today?
To protest, clearly. There's so many good reasons to come out and protest, and this seems like an effective way. Money talks, and if you can hit people in the bottom line, that's powerful.
What are some of the reasons?
Plenty of reasons, like the destruction of our democracy or pseudo-democracy.
Well, what about democracy do you think was destroyed?
The way they're attacking judges, attacking universities.
But what specifically about democracy?
Well, there's just so many issues, but the corruption of our government. Money. Elon basically bought an election.
Do you think do you think the left has people that spend a lot of money in elections, such as like Bill Gates or Mark Zuckerberg or George Soros?
Absolutely, for sure. But both sides, there should be limits to campaign finance and campaign spending.
Now, I've been here for a couple hours now. To be honest, the group of people, it looks like one kind of demographic here. It's not the most diverse group.
You mean Democratic Party, that demographic?
I would kind of say like maybe like boomer age, like white people. I've talked to a lot of people who are retired.
Former hippies.
Yeah, would you say that that's been the case?
Oh yeah, but I see a pretty broad range of demographics here.
Do you think the Tesla Global Takedown Day needs a DEI initiative?
I think it would be great. I'm in favor of DEI. DEI though is complicated, as with most things, because how far back can you go to fix wrongs, to right wrongs? Who deserves, somebody that's a descendant of slaves. But
have you given any reparations?
I can't think of anything personally, directly.
Are you retired?
I am, yeah. I still have some retirement careers, like venture capital investing and background acting and movies and TV, so mostly retired, though.
Now, do you disavow the attacks that have been occurring on Teslas throughout the country?
Yeah, I think I have another slogan for that. Be more like who was it? Be more like Gandhi than Luigi.
What do you think of Luigi?
Well, I feel sorry for him. Of course,
but not the guy who died.
Yeah, I feel less sorry for him, that's for sure, because these people know what they're doing. They know how difficult they're making.
I mean, you sound like a successful guy. You said venture capital, you're retired.
Capitalism. I'm living off of investment income. But you can't let capitalism just run out of control.
Do you live in Santa Monica?
I do.
It's a pretty wealthy area.
It is, and I'm poverty level compared to the demographics in Santa Monica.
What do you think is poverty level for Santa Monica?
I think it must be, something like 70,000, 100, whatever, or something like that. I once looked up, I thought I might be in the 1% for net worth, and I looked it up with AI. And the net worth for the 1% the cutoff line is 17 million. I don't quite make that. So
just a couple mil short?
Several million, yeah.
What do you think about Elon Musk giving Starlink to Ukraine?
Giving Starlink to Ukraine.
So they could have access to internet.
Well, I don't think he would ever do that.
No, he did.
He did? When did he do that?
A couple years back. Once the war broke out.
Are they still able to use it?
Yes.
Oh, well, I think that's a good thing. I'm surprised it hasn't been taken back.
Look at that. We're finding good common ground for everyone today. So would you be willing to thank Elon Musk today?
That's an iffy. No, I don't think so.
Despite him giving internet access to Ukraine?
No. He needs to get out of our government. We didn't elect him. He needs to go. And
what do you think of Dr. Fauci?
I love Dr. Fauci.
Do you think we elected him?
He was appointed by our president, so I think all he did was speed up the vaccination. I'm a registered nurse, so I really believe in vaccinations. And
how many vaccines have you had?
Of COVID, I've had about 5 now, and I'm going to get my next one next week. And I haven't gotten sick. I've been very careful, very clean, and I haven't gotten sick.
No mask on today.
No, I'm outdoors. I usually don't wear one outdoors.
Not anymore.
Not anymore, but I do indoors still when I go to public places. But you know, vaccines get a bad rap, but they're not 100%.
Are you worried about RFK?
Definitely.
What do you do for work? Are you retired?
I'm retired now. Yeah, I think most of the people here are retired, and I'd like to see a lot more young people out. You know, it would be great.
That's where I was kind of leading with. I noticed that the group kind of looks a little bit like a monolith. It's not the most like a diverse group. Do you think Tesla Global Takedown Day needs a DEI initiative?
Well, I think that's been outlawed by Trump already. So.
But you guys could just do it on your own.
Well, yeah, I've seen a lot of diversity in these.
But here today in Santa Monica,
there's not as much, and like I said, I'd like to see more young people too.
Why do you think that is?
You know, I don't know. They haven't gotten their Easter break for one thing, but I don't really know why that is.
It is a Saturday.
I think we need to reach out to them more, you know, and really try and get them, because I'm not going to live forever, and I hope our democracy does, but that's the scary thing, is our democracy is really in jeopardy right now.
So that's a wrap on the Global Tesla Takedown Day. I can see the bus from the local retirement home is about to pull up. So I think a lot of these guys are going to start heading out. I'm Willie Nelson, your man on the street.